Hello and welcome everyone. This is Shanky, one of the success consultants with Uplevel. I would like to take a few moments from Dr. Spencer Poole, who is the mentor of Uplevel Lifestyle. And in irrespective of his regular and squeeze time, he had given his time to give an interview to us. It's a pleasure in welcoming Dr. Spencer Poole. Yes, Dr. Spencer Poole,
Thank
the floor.
you. Thanks, Shanky. So cool. Good to be on your show. And, for me, just to watch your transformation in the last year that you've been a part of the Uplevel family is just, anyone could see it for themselves right here. So this is what we do. This is what we're passionate about. And I'm very, very grateful to be able to be doing this interview.
Thank you. Thank you so much, doctor. Yes, me knowing you, you are a medical doctor, and I just wanted to hear from you for our audience purposes how this transition between you being a medical doctor to a self development mentor or guru.
Yeah.
I know the transition, but I just wanted to hear it from you, please.
Yeah, thank you. So it's interesting. I was introduced to personal development at the young age of 14. I went to a guy who's a Canadian guy in South Africa. A guy called John Kehoe came there to do a presentation. My parents took me and my brother. I immediately fell in love with it. I got his book. I even got him to sign the book. And that kind of was my first awareness of mindset and the power of mindset and the power of our minds. The book was actually called Mind Power. And that was the beginning for me. It was an incredible experience to be able to have that at a young age. And I've always brought that with me. I have this incredible passion to help people. That's why I became an ER doctor. And the fact that then I was an ER doctor allowed me to help people physically and sometimes a bit mentally. But what I saw is that, a lot of people just weren't aware of mindset. I myself wasn't really as aware as I am becoming, right? So it's a constant journey. And what happened for me was that I had a passion for medicine and for working as an ER doctor, but I kind of fell out of passion with it and more in passion with working with people like you in this way. So not working with constantly sick people, pretty much, who are very, very unwell, being able to work with people who are well, get to know you, have you as part of my family. I mean, we're like brothers now, which again is just so cool to have all these amazing people all around the world who on such an important basis because you built this incredible relationship with them over time. So my journey was becoming a doctor, always loving mindset. I came across Mr. Bob Proctor in 2009 through the movie The Secret. And for me, he was like a grandfather I never had. I immediately resonated with him like I think a lot of people do. And I started reading Think and Grow Rich because that's what he said to do. And I was reading that for 2 years and following him and, just taking up all the information that he had. And then in 2011, we had the birth of my first son. His name was Cooper. And unfortunately, when he was 18 days old, I got a call from my wife while I was at work, and she said, "Darling, you got to come to the hospital. Cooper's really unwell." Not a call anyone wants to get. I shot across to the hospital, and I found her in the waiting room. The doctors and nurses were working on Cooper. We didn't know where he was really, but he was somewhere in the hospital getting helped. And, then one of the nurses, my family arrived over time. We were there maybe for an hour waiting to hear. And then I'll never forget, a nurse came in and the nurse brought an old style x-ray, right? This was 2011, of his chest. And being a doctor, I could see immediately that there was a big problem. And the problem was that his heart had filled most of his chest cavity. So there was tiny slivers of lung and this massive, massive heart in the middle. And I broke down crying. I remember that. And, I'm sure that was a huge shock for my family as well, because here's the MD, the medical doctor, breaking down in tears. So it must be something really serious. And it was. He had gotten a viral infection of his heart, and it had destroyed his heart muscle. And he basically had a big, massive, dilated, flabby heart that was failing, and he had multi-organ failure. Then the doctor came in, and the doctor spoke with us, and he gave us two options pretty much. He said, very likely, unfortunately, that he would die, and then potentially very, very rare that he could get a heart transplant, although 18-day-old babies, they don't really get heart transplants because there's not many donors around that are that age. And I remember breaking down again, and the family breaking down, and crying and going through all those emotions. And then I had an inspiration. And an inspiration is when you're connected to spirit, when you're in spirit, right? And bang, there was Mr. Bob Proctor in my mind through all of this. And then bang was the book Think and Grow Rich, and chapter 2 and chapter 3 that talk about desire and faith, where he talks about the fact that Napoleon Hill, the author, had a son who was also very unwell, and they said they weren't going to accept it. They refused to accept it, and they did all sorts of things with their minds and with energy and beautiful vibration to get their son to hear, who at the time couldn't hear. And immediately I knew what to do. This was in that waiting room still. We hadn't seen Cooper, and I got clarity, pulled myself together, and I spoke to my family, and I said, we're not going to accept this for Cooper. We're going to now focus on what we want for Cooper, not what we don't want, which is death. And we're going to help heal his heart. I now know why I'm a doctor, because I understand how everything works. We can all, work through this. We can understand what's going and what needs to happen, and we're going to manifest that. And he only spent a couple of weeks in the hospital. He was then released because he was doing so well. And, it took 5 years for his heart totally to remodel back to normal, and it did. And for me, that, is the power of what we have here. And every day I'm with Cooper, which is amazing. He's 11 now, beautiful, beautiful, amazing boy with a figuratively big heart. He's got the biggest heart, not physically, because that's gone back to normal, but, figuratively. And so I had this dream to work with Bob, to know Bob, to be able to tell Bob the story. And this opportunity came around to work with Bob. And at the time, I was in a lot of financial difficulty. It was a significant investment, tens of thousands of dollars to work with him. And I did something that we should all do, which is make a decision. And you make a decision based on what you want. Do you want to work with Bob? Yes. I'm a doctor here in the UK. He's this famous guy in Canada. Whatever, I don't have the money. Let's just do this. And that's the power of decision. And it was a tough time because, we had to get more credit. We fortunately could get the credit. I could work with him, and had the fortune again of being able to create what I wanted, and became one of the top consultants working with him. That led me to an amazing dinner with him when he was 85. It was kind of part for his birthday. His birthday was a couple of weeks later. And I actually got to tell him the story of Cooper face to face, live, and got to know him and be mentored by him directly, which is a blessing. So that's the journey that's brought me, so far into personal development and to love what I do. And yes, I've moved away from working as an ER doctor, and now I work through Uplevel Lifestyle, which is my absolute passion.
Excellent, excellent. What a journey, doctor. And I know you are one of the top 1% consultant with Bob's one.
Yes.
I know you have been mentored even by other stalwarts as well. You mentioned about Tony Robbins. I think you've been mentored
Yes.
by Grant Cardone as well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
then, when you are already a successful consultant with Bob Proctor, then what made you to create a program like this Uplevel Lifestyle?
Yeah, thank you. So, working with all these amazing mentors is something that was a blessing to be able to do. I worked with Anthony Robbins. I spent time with him in his Fijian island, in his resort called Namale there, with Grant Cardone, Sam Ovens, amazing people. And what I realized is that I was taking bits and pieces from each of these people and putting it together for myself to help myself get better results. And then I thought, well, there actually isn't anything out there that has all of these components put together. And what are the components? Well, the components are becoming a fully certified mindset and personal transformation coach. So there are programs where you can do that, but then you don't know how to create your own business, how to set it up, all the nuts and bolts to do with your own business. You'd have to then go and do a program by someone else to understand how to do that, or you just do it by trial and error, by banging your head, against a whole lot of walls as you're finding your way and fumbling your way. The next thing is how to generate leveraged income. Again, you'd probably have to go onto a different course to understand exactly how to do that, to be able to leverage your income and to earn money while you sleep. Then marketing and advertising, sales, all of that type of stuff to do with actually getting clients and then being able to generate income from it. You'd probably have to go on to another program for that. And now you're in a great shape with your mind, and you've got your marketing, you've got your business set up, you're generating leveraged income, but you're not in shape. Well, it's so important to keep in physical shape as well. And so then you'd have to take another program by someone else to keep in physical shape and to get nutrition advice. And so these are all the components that I was having, and there's more that we're not even going to touch on right now, but I had all these components that I had invested more money with different people in different programs to get this information and awareness. And for me, it was like this aha moment. Why not just put it all together so it's one complete system for people? Anyone can plug himself or herself into the system, become a certified coach, create your own successful online business, generate leveraged income, be part of an amazing community, which is what we have, family, people like you. I mean, I get to, spend time with you and people like you every day. That's phenomenal. And then get into shape. And that was the genesis of Uplevel Lifestyle. And that's why we've created what we've created. And I'm very proud of it.
Excellent. Awesome. So it really helps a lot of people. I really love the passion when you are speaking about, how your journey and how you have created this program. Probably, you can just give a little bit more about for the people who are already working,
Mm-hmm.
and they are saying that they do not have the time to do anything extra. So how
Yes.
this up level program is going to help them out, and what is that they can get as a net outcome for them, so they feel yes, they got some time.
So I love that question, because this is a program that we all have, right? Life is busy. We don't have time. There's never enough time. We're running out of time. I wish I had more time. All of these things, that's a program. There actually is plenty time. And how do we know that? Well, we know that there are people who are generating fantastic results, whatever those results may be. I don't just mean financial results. I mean, just whatever, anyone who you admire who's getting amazing results. Do you know they have the same time as you have? 24 hours a day, every day.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're saying you may not have time to do this, well, I would say that is exactly why you should do this, because that was me. I was always out of time. I was burnt out. I was grumpy. I never had time for my family. And actually, that was just a program that I had. Now, on Uplevel Lifestyle, we show you how to become time ninjas, right? For you to become organized so that you have an organized, ordered life. And then you'll see there's plenty time. It also comes down to a decision, because if you're saying there's no time for anything and you never do anything differently from what you're doing, how could you ever expect to get different results? If you're not happy in your current situation, how could you expect to generate new situations if you don't actually take some of the time that you're using on whatever you're using it right now and invest that into something new? So the cool thing about Uplevel Lifestyle is that you can do it part-time, or you can do it full-time. You could do it 1 hour every, 5 days a week, and that would be more than enough for you to be able to get yourself certified, create your own business, get into shape, generate new results, generate income, and create the freedom that you want. So that's it. It comes down to that decision again, but the flexibility is there. And for me, I would say, if you don't have time, you really got to invest the time into this.
Love that. Love that. Yeah, totally right. Totally. I can even, think of my days, how I took the decision. Yes, what I am today is really, incredible. I'm really grateful for you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yes, I would love to ask more questions, but in the interest of time,
Yes.
today being you being a busy day, it's just a unprecedented call. Just like that, I asked and you gave your time. What is that you can give for this special day per se as the workshop day? I know you are going to have it today and tomorrow. So, what is it for the people who are going to attend these 2 days?
So for me, I think it's so important to become aware of things that you maybe aren't aware of. And that's what this workshop is all about. It's all about, okay, so you want to become a coach, you have a passion for personal development like I did, and you maybe aren't happy with doing what you're doing, you're not happy with the job that you're doing. I certainly wasn't, and it wasn't even serving me. But what do you do now? What are the things that you need to understand to be able to make that decision as to what it is it's going to take to be a coach? Now, for me, that would have been really useful all those years back when I decided to do it. For me, I call it the 8 essential components that you need within your own life, as well as within your business, to be a successful coach, to create a full-time ability to be a coach and to generate income through being a coach. So that's what this workshop is all about. It's all about helping people understand what these 8 components are. And as I said, it's about awareness. I wasn't even aware of some of these things that I wasn't even aware of, right? You don't know what you don't know until it comes to you. Well, it's much nicer to actually know what these things are so that you can deal with them rather than getting to a point where now it hits you in the face and then you've got to deal with it. And then you're wondering what's the next thing that's going to come around my blind side that I don't know and hit you in the face. And then you're going to have to do that thing as well.
So, their takeaways would be the awareness of what they are not aware of.
Absolutely. So come, 1 hour a day for 2 days, come and check it out, find out what you're not aware of. And the value that we have that we give you is like, for me, if I had had that all those years back, it would have made a huge impact in the results that I've gotten. It would have saved me a whole lot of time. And that's what we want for people.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much for your time. And I take this opportunity to invite the people as well for this live launch of June 2022. And I will I'd love to connect with you sometime later for another little bit of a LinkedIn interview for more information that needs to be shared with the people. And we will connect sometime, and we'll help more people.
Yeah, fantastic, man. Listen, I really appreciate you doing this as well. And I look forward to seeing all the people in the workshop as well as in Uplevel and getting to know them better.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.